With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Stop right there. Yeah, you. If you like all things entertainment, current events, or Hollywood, then look no further. Creator to Creators, hosted by director Meosha of Horror Noir, interviews filmmakers and creatives from around the world. Join in on the fun, guest celebrities, and informative information to have as a creator. Hit subscribe and stay connected to Creator to Creators.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Creator to Creators today. Today we have a special guest.
Wolly.
Hey girl, what's up?
Yo, what up?
Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on and have some time for us to talk to you about how
Thanks
awesome you are. Yeah, of course.
You're awesome.
Well, I try. So tell me from the beginning, like your childhood. Where were you born and raised? What was your childhood like? What was that like?
Oh boy, my childhood. Oh man, we're getting deep, huh? Well, I'm from outside of Philly, a suburb outside of Philly called Levittown, and I'm just like raised really like blue collar sort of town. And my childhood was traumatic. That's why I'm a comedian.
Oh no. That's terrible stuff. What saved you from kind of falling a statistic, I guess, being a statistic and not following your dreams and just kind of staying there?
Yeah. I would say it's therapy, but honestly, I didn't do therapy till later, really. So like, I think even though I was so like I struggled so much with like believing in myself, there was a part of me that always like sort of had this voice of like, no, you can do this, you can do. I didn't have anyone ever telling me like you can do this. Like no one in my family, no one really outside my family. Like I had friends, but I met this one girl that was like really supportive, but she's not in my life anymore. But yeah, I mean, like I don't know. I just think I always like had this aspiration and just wanted to go after it, but it's like it still takes me. I still don't believe in myself all the time, so it's a constant sort of battle to be like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I still doing this to myself?
But would you say it's like, I think that's everybody, every creative, right? We all are on this journey because that's what life is. It's not always like coasting. You're going to be going up and down. It's just trying to figure out how to way to like maintain your mental insanity while you're going through these changes. So with that being said, how did you find your, like, were you always funny growing up? Were you just like telling jokes? Like what?
It's funny. I guess I didn't always see myself as funny. And then like I posted this video of me sort of like goofily like twerking. And this girl I know from high school was like tagged another girl that we know from high school, and she was like, oh look, she's still the same. And I was thinking, wow, I guess like I was kind of the goofball, like I was the clown. But I was also at the same time I was like, I think a lot of comedians, and this is why we probably become comedians, I think a lot of us were either the clown, or we can go from the clown to being like the punching bag, like
okay.
So it's like I was both like in my early stages as a kid, I was the punching bag, and I was like the one that all my friends made fun of. And I can still fall into that. But then I took power of it eventually and just became the opposite. Like I guess the bully becomes the bullier,
That's true. I totally relate to that. I've been bullied too, so I totally understand that.
Yeah, I think it's hard for people that have been bullied to like not naturally fall into being a bully, because you're just like, fuck you, I want to like get back at all these people.
Well, I mean, your life is way much better than a lot of those people that bullied you, I'm sure. I mean,
I don't know.
Look back, you're the cool kid now.
Maybe, I don't know. They're all
Come on.
pregnant with like 4 kids living in the trailer park. So maybe you're right.
So it's not that bad, not that bad of a deal.
I know. You're probably
So
right.
were you?
I believe I'm right. You know.
I think you are. I think you are.
I haven't made it, but at least I'm not living in the trailer park, you know.
But okay, that's a good question.
Welfare, I don't know.
But what is making it, right? What is that to you? What is making it to you?
I mean, really for me is like having a career that like pays the bills.
Mm-hmm.
So acting and comedy paying the bills is to me making it. Where I'm like, but it's more than that though. I mean, it's that, but it's also like my goal is I'm an actress, you know, and I want to be in movies and like inspirational, funny, emotional movies. Like that's, and like TV, but you know, movies is like independent films is my thing. Yeah. And that's what I would love to strive in and like do really well. Thrive in. And you know, that's what I would love to be doing. Yeah. Like really for real. So I mean, along with doing the comedy and stuff like that. But yeah, to be being able to pay my bills purely just that's solely off of entertainment. You know?
I get that. Yeah, for sure. Would you say, you know, comedy when okay, now that I'm guessing, did you just as a young kid or maybe say teenage years, how did you get into comedy? Because I'm sure that's super competitive to even just, there's so many funny people. I mean, like, how do you even get in it? Like, what was your first like job or thing?
My first, well, it wasn't paid, but like my first stand-up that I ever did was in, I think 2000, really, when I went to LA, 2013. Okay. And I just remember I went on stage and I had nothing. It was at Flappers. And I had nothing. I got on the show because they literally just posted some Actors Access casting. Interesting. Which is so sad. That just explains Flappers to a T, that they don't care if you're funny. They just post the thing. They're just like, we just need people to fill up this, you know, the space. And I literally didn't have anything planned of what I was going to talk about. I just remember I went on stage and I talked about how I wanted to go to Africa. Wow. And like someone in the audience was just like, she's so cute. And that's all I remember. Like, it wasn't funny. It was just embarrassing, but I didn't care. I remember I didn't care, honestly. I was just like, whatever, I'm just going to do this. But that was like the first thing I did publicly, I would say. And then, but then I did like, I started playing my mother in a web series.
Nice. That's like, awesome. What'd your mom think about that?
She would watch it and I would watch her watch it. And all the times that, because I'm playing her, so anytime I was playing her and I was saying something evil, she would laugh and say and agree with herself. And be like, that's great. See, you are a whore. Like, you know.
Oh my God. I love it. I love it. No, that's, you know, that's great because so you do that. What made you say, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go for this. We're out here, we're gonna do this. And say, like, is it something that inspires you to do it? Is it a person? Is it a comedian? Or is it just,
honestly, you know what helped me? You know what, like what happened is I was doing acting when I first came out here and just purely like focused on acting. And I was doing a lot of theater. Nice. And putting up my own plays. And I know I was funny. And I would have friends sort of casually say like, you should do stand up. But honestly, it wasn't until like I dived deep into getting a lot of self-help with myself. Nice. And doing a lot of therapy and all this stuff to just heal a lot of shit. And when I started doing that, somehow the comedy came out of me more naturally and I was more inspired to do it. And also my boyfriend at the time, was always encouraging me. He'd be like, you're so funny, you should do comedy. And he was always really encouraging. And that helped me to like be like, okay, maybe I'll do this. Yeah. And then I just had this idea of one day I remember I was actually at his dad's house for, I think, Christmas. And I just put like a pillow into my shirt because my mom's really fat. And I put the pillow on my shirt. Yeah. And I just started like mimicking my mom and filming it. And then I was like, oh, I should do this, you know? So then he started helping me with writing it. And I would play my mom talking to myself. So it was like I play myself and I play my mom, and it was about our relationship and how she was always trying to get me to like manipulate me to move back home. Oh. And yeah, so It was cute, honestly. It's cute and funny. I did like 8 episodes or something of it.
Nice.
And that started then, and then at the same time I did this. I came up randomly with a comedy rap song just out of fun, like a Hanukkah song with this little girl, and I was just like, oh, this is fun. And then I shot a video for it, and I was like, oh, I like this. Like, I want to do this. I want to make more songs.
You're a really good
And
director too, by the way. Not to cut you off, but you're a really
What'd
good
you say?
director. You're a really good director.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I started doing that more recently. I always had someone else direct before, but then I started directing my own music videos.
No,
So.
they're very, very well done music videos. I've seen some of your like videos and they're hilarious, but they're also, it's like because I've worked with you and I've seen your process of like, getting the shot. You're like, I know what I want. I want this, and you're very meticulous, which is great. So, hey, you never know. You'll be probably doing directing too, Hey, I think as a creator, we have multiple avenues of being creative, right? It's not just one thing. I mean, comedy is great and you're hilarious. Acting too, right? This is another avenue for everything else to work out. As in acting and comedy, would you say, I don't know, which is harder or which is easier to you as far as like
to actually to perform wise?
Yeah.
I mean,
comedy or
no, comedy
acting?
for sure.
Really?
Comedy much harder to make people do it consistently, and like try out new jokes and do new stuff all the time. And even if you're not in a good mood, for me, I'm a very emotional person, and if I'm playing like emotional characters in acting, it's easier for me in a way because it's so natural for me to be emotional, so I don't struggle, I feel like, so much with it versus, and it's also you're kind of being another person, so
Yeah.
it's like almost easier to me to be someone else than to be myself. And in some ways, like it can be hard. Yeah, I would say comedy is actually more difficult in that way, but in terms of like taking over your stuff and like taking a hold of your career, I feel like you have more platforms with comedy because you can always go do, like, if you're funny and you're doing it a lot, you can do comedy and you can travel with it. And I feel like I feel like more I'm empowered, like in control of it and moving myself forward with comedy versus like I wrote a script, which I have wrote a script and I'm trying to get it made, and it's like it's all up to Hollywood people. It's not so much in my hands. Or like getting auditions for acting. It's like, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like the most difficult thing for me to get auditioned. I've been here for 9 years, and I still have barely auditioned. And it's like, so that's why I feel like the comedy stuff, I can make my own videos. I can go and do stand up, or I can write my own shit. So it's like, that's why in that way I feel like, but it's not easier to still do all that stuff. It's still hard, but I would say in that way, it's easier.
How do you deal with, as a, doing stand-up, how do you deal with like, the hecklers, people that have comments, not just in stand-up, but people that have a comment about anything that you're doing, like the negative, feedback? How do you deal with that?
I actually kind of like it because I like to talk shit to people. So when they heckle me, I'm just like, give me an excuse to tell you to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? It happened to me the other day, a guy I know who came to my show, and I literally was like, can you shut the fuck up? And I enjoy it. I actually don't mind it. And like, even it's funny because, we met at this bar I work at. And like, sometimes there's like annoying guys that fucking annoy me. And I think I kind of get off on telling them that they're annoying me. Like,
That's
like
hilarious.
talking shit to them. So
that's great. No, that's
if you're in a really bad mood. If I'm in a really bad mood and I'm getting a heckler, that's when it's like, or I'm nervous on stage, which happens obviously.
Yeah.
But like that's the only time that it's harder to deal with, I think.
Nice. I have a question with when you're putting on a show, are you doing the flyers? Are you doing all that? Like, how much work are you doing putting a show together?
Yeah, I do everything. And every time I do a show, I'm just like, I'm never doing this again. Like every time I've done it, I've done like 7 so far that I've done my own. And like, actually the other day, a lot of people turned out. It was like the best turnout I've ever had. But before they all got there, they were all like 40 minutes late. So like before they got there, I was like stressing out, like saying like, I'm never gonna do this again, just getting drunk, just like, fuck this thing, And then everyone came and it was a good turnout and a good show, So
That's good.
Yeah, but I do the flyers, although I do everything in the flyers, but there was a guy that helped, like, I had a flyer I did, and then he did another flyer just for fun. I didn't ask him. He just wanted to do it.
That's awesome.
So,
That's
but
telling,
yeah.
right? To what you're doing. Obviously, I think it in this industry, I think it only takes exposure, someone to see it, to see what you're
Mhm.
doing, and just to come and amplify it. Because you're already there. I mean, you are a comedian. You do this. Like, there's a bunch of people that are like, I do this, and they never actually do it or never finish something, but you see it through. That's everything, you know?
Not how I was as a kid. I quit everything, so it is the opposite of who I used to be.
That is
Believe it or not.
amazing.
Yeah, I quit everything. Like, if I liked this boy in 3rd grade and he was on my soccer team, and I quit because I was too nervous to be around him.
Aww.
I didn't want him to see me sweat, so I quit.
Are you still that shy? Are you still shy? Or would you say
Yeah.
you've
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of
People don't really believe that about me, but I'm actually really shy. Like, and like, it comes out in certain times, but people will be like shocked if I tell them like I'm shy. Or, you know, even
Aw.
like when I auditioned for Wild 'N Out, I was super
Yeah.
shy. I was really shy, and like people and the guys were always saying like, you do all these videos, like you do this, why are you? And I'm like, when I get certain times, certain experiences, like bring out that shy little girl. She's still
Oh,
there.
she's still there. That's cute. That's
Yeah.
I think I think that's great to appreciate that little girl, that she's still there, but yet also see the growth that how far you've come and where you are in your career. That's really awesome. Um, what are you working on, anything at the moment? I just saw I saw your thing for Vegas. That's awesome. You just did great in Vegas, and then just did another show. So you're really killing it out here. Been doing it.
Yeah, I'm trying to travel more to do stand up in terms of
Great.
stand up. I'm like looking into booking shows like in other just cities and stuff.
It's great.
And I should come to Atlanta and look into that.
They would love you.
Yeah, BBC.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
So
But yeah.
what advice would you give to someone that wants to do this comedy acting, just who has a dream, they want to come to LA? What would that look like to you?
Don't do it. Run away. Find something else. I heard someone, I forget who said this. It was an actor, maybe it was Dustin Hoffman. I don't know who said this, but like, so I don't want to misquote them, but I heard this quote that I really related to. If you can do something else, do it. But if you feel like this is the only thing you can do, then put your everything into it. And that's honestly how I feel about it. Like, if you feel so strongly about it, then don't half-ass it, you know?
I love that. I do.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. No, I think, if it's like, if you love it and you can't live without it, that's what you got to do. But I think people kind of think on the outside looking at it, get people say, oh wow, well then you're here already because you're there. I'm like, no, it's a process to get to that level where we're trying to get to. It's a journey.
Yeah, to even get there. I also feel like if you're trying to be a comedian, don't listen to your friends if they tell you you're funny. Go to open mics, okay?
They'll be honest with you.
Yeah, your friends are gonna say whatever. Like, go to be around real audience and let them like really tell you if you're funny.
Yeah.
Because don't just everyone thinks they're funny and they're just like no. That's why it's good if you don't have friends. I didn't know used to have friends and I had no one to tell me I was funny. I had to just find out.
Would you say I was pretty good? I was pretty good at helping with you that one time. You gave me some jokes. I think okay, everybody, for those listeners out there, Polly is hilarious. She's so funny. I think that's that's the vibe I got when I first met her. I was like, she's hilarious. Like, holy crap. Like, I think I even said it to you. I was like, wow, yeah, I could totally see you like on your own special, doing your own thing. And you're gonna do it. Like, definitely. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Wait, what jokes did you give me? Thank you. What jokes did you give me though?
No, I didn't give you any jokes. I'm saying you gave. Remember you were.
Oh, I told you jokes. I don't remember what
Yeah.
jokes I told you. It was it you and your girlfriend that were there, and I just started telling you some jokes. Was it jokes about the vaccine? Maybe.
Yeah, there's so many. There were so many of them, but I was like,
yeah,
that's pretty funny. No, I think, but I think you're so talented, and I just think, you're rocking it, man. I love seeing it. I love seeing your post. I'm like, you're always doing something. I think the key is consistency.
Yeah, I try.
Bottom line.
I agree with that. The key is consistency with creative work. You have to be consistent.
Yeah, you can't stop. Where can people find you on social media and follow you on all those things?
Yeah, baby. My Instagram is Wolly, POLLYWOLLY comedian. And then my YouTube is youtube.com/PollyWally.
Ooh.
I got banned off TikTok, so don't try.
Did you really? What video got banned? What?
My Let's Get It video where I'm talking about getting this guy's, and I think I don't know if the thing that got me banned is in the video I actually grab his, and maybe that's why I got banned, or me just talking about getting this. I don't know, but they kicked me off that motherfucker.
So you have no more TikTok. I was wondering where you were. I was like,
I was so sad about it for like a while, and someone was like, "You should try and do another one," and I'm like, "Fuck that, bro! It took so much effort." To create that, and I was pissed because it was the most views I had ever gotten on TikTok.
It was a lot.
Which I got like 11,000, which wasn't. It's not a lot for TikTok, but like I still got a lot for me. It was one of my videos got like 11,000 views, and they fucking took me off. I was so pissed.
Well, hopefully you can get it back. And I mean that's out on YouTube right now, right? That's on Let's Get It. Is that the new one?
It's on YouTube. It's on YouTube. It's called Let's Get It. It's my newest video.
And all right, guys. Listen to it. You hear it here first. Go check it out. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm so glad I can talk to you just for this moment. But you definitely got to come back.
I would love to. Can I also plug my shirt if anyone wants to buy this shirt?
Yes.
It says, "You can put your pickle in my bagel, but only if it's kosher." I'm selling them. Girl.
I love it. You should give me one, and I'll send you one.
You'll wear it?
Yeah, and then you have to wear one of these. You like it's good material too, by the way.
You want to trade?
Dope. Yeah. What size do you wear? Mediums, smalls? What do you do?
What is that? Let me see. It's like a jersey. Oh, nice. What size are you wearing right now?
This is a medium.
Yeah, probably a medium I would wear.
Okay. I'll definitely have to send it to you.
We'll have to figure that out. We'll have to figure out this trade.
All right, darling. Well, thank you again for coming on, and thank you all for listening. And always remember to live, love, laugh. Bye, guys.